YouTube has issued my channel its second strike. As I was doing my live trading stream on YouTube, where I had two massive wins in a row, buying SPY call options towards the exact lows, selling into the peaks. Shortly after that second win, I had received a notification live on stream that I had just received my second strike. Shortly after that, YouTube ended the stream and they banned the channel for 14 days. If I receive one more strike in the next 90 days, the channel will be permanently banned, and I'm currently not available on any other social media platforms. I've decided that YouTube has lost access to my streams. I will no longer be live streaming on YouTube. Within the near future, I will be launching my exclusive private live trading stream mentorship group. In order to join it, you will have to fill out an application and get on the phone and then payment approval. If you are approved into this small group, you'll be gaining access to live education, live trading, and curriculum, and much more. Once that group is launched, I will let you guys know. For those of you who've been following the channel, watching the videos to the end, you are all well aware that I've been planning to launch that group within time by my choice. Once I decide to do it, I will let you guys know. Just want to update you guys as well that the channel is on the verge of getting banned. As you can see, this is now our second strike. One more strike, the channel is going to be permanently gone if we get one more in the next 90 days. It's going to be very, very nice to be live streaming within the future on a private live stream service where there is no community guidelines. With that being said, in terms of the claims, it's just harmful and dangerous. They're being very, very blatant about it, not giving me too much information on why we're getting banned, just saying harmful and dangerous and just blatant stuff like that. But anyways, man, with that being said, I'm going to continue to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. And I want to give a big shout out to all the members who joined during that live stream and to the 100 plus members who joined after that live stream. For those of you who saw it, it was still an unlisted live stream. If it popped up in your feed, you could have rewatched it. It was unlisted. They didn't allow me to publicly post it. Um, but anyways, man, with that being said, we crushed it this past 2 week. Big shout out to everyone who joined us these past 2 weeks. And we're gonna continue to crush it, man. Just understand there's some things that are out of my control. I did try to get into contact with them. Didn't receive any response. So if we get banned, it is what it is. Team Roar lives on. And even if we get banned within the near future, I will still be launching that exclusive private live trading mentorship group. But just know, if we ever get banned and stuff like that, the only way to gain access to us currently is inside of Team Roar. And then in the future, when I decide to do that live trading stream group, which is by my choice, something that I don't have to do, but I would prefer to do it. But yeah, once I launch that, it will be announced. And if the channel's banned, then I'll just be announcing it, through Team Roar and other ways, to get clients, other private ways to get clients, in person and also through advertising and stuff like that. But as of now, we are not available on any other platforms besides YouTube in terms of the public platform. And in terms of the paid platform inside of Team Roar and on WAP.com, you could see, if you Google it, Team Roar on WAP.com, we are ranked in the top options tradings groups worldwide. That's another way where we get a lot of new members to join us. Shout out to WAP. They've had no problems with us in terms of getting banned and stuff like that. There's a lot of advantages in terms of like exclusive private groups. You really get to be raw and unfiltered and not a lot of community guidelines and stuff like that. So, anyways, let's get straight into the game plan. So, in terms of the game plans, this is what I want to bring awareness to. We're going to go over the SPY weekly chart, then we're going to go over the SPY daily chart, then we're going to go over the 10-day, 30-minute chart. Going to be preparing you to trade the best setups at the best prices. In terms of the weekly chart, this is what I want to bring awareness to. So, in terms of this week, you need to understand the previous week highs is everything for the SPY to have a strong, bullish, trending week. We need to hold above the previous week highs. That is going to be key. It's okay if the SPY is a small dip and drops a couple points. That's completely fine. But it needs to quickly recover and turn 683 into support for an overall strong, bullish, trending week. If it cannot do that within the next 1 to 2 days, ideally by tomorrow, then it's going to be overall bearish attempt. So what I want you to understand is in terms of one of the moves for the SPY with this weekly chart pattern, again, I'm just speaking for this weekly chart pattern. I went back throughout the weekly chart history, and basically what it's saying is to have a very, very strong bullish overall weekly pattern. We need a break above the previous closing price, 683, react to support, break and retest. If that can occur and we can get a quick recovery, as you can see, we're currently having a nice little gap down here during extended hours at 679. If we can quickly rocket back up by Tuesday by Tuesday, ideally at the latest, to 684 and react to support, then we're looking at a strong bullish overall trend week to try to retest this 689 for new all-time highs. Now, if that can't occur, then you're going to start seeing a lot of bearish momentum and then some bounces at some key levels. So, based off of the weekly chart, it's basically telling me that the previous week highs is everything for the bulls. If you're looking for a bullish opportunity that's safe, you need a quick recovery and break above 683. If we get it by Tuesday, you can look to go long. If not, then you're going to have to look at the oversold levels for calls, and the overall momentum is going to try to be bearish. So, like I said, for this week to be overall strong and bullish in terms of this trade idea I have for calls as of now based off the weekly chart, we need a strong recovery by Tuesday, ideally on Monday, and we need to break above 684. If that can occur and we're holding above 684, then we're looking to long calls above 689. So what I'm telling you is to kind of just wait in a sense based off the weekly chart point of view. If we recover by Tuesday, ideally Monday, to break above 684, look for calls. If not, then we're going to try to maintain bearish momentum, and there's going to be great opportunities for puts, and then there's going to be levels for calls on oversold dips. So just know in terms of this weekly chart pattern, the main idea is if we break above 684 by Tuesday, look for calls, and then we could break to 689. That would be the main breakout and retest level. So again, if you're wondering, what is the strong breakout level to buy calls? 684 has to happen by Tuesday, ideally. And if it does happen and we're holding above 683 and SPY's recovering from this gap down and it quickly spikes back up, breaks above 684, then you go long on calls. SPY's going to have a crazy bullish recovery. If not, then the bearish momentum maintains, calls on certain oversold dip levels, and then puts at certain levels. So let's get into that. Now that I went over that, let's discuss levels for puts and levels for calls, right? So in terms of this, chart, we got to go over some crazy levels, man. We got a couple crazy levels right here. So you could see massive moves are going to be playing out right here. This is a very strong level. This is going to be like the best levels to be trading into this week. So you can see right here, all of the action, all of the massive moves are occurring at this 675 to 676 overall level on the SPY, right? You can see when it reacts as a resistance, we can have a very, very quick drop to the 660s. When it reacts to support, we can have a very, very quick spike to fill the gap at 683.39. So, in terms of what's currently happening on the SPY here, and again, based off that weekly chart pattern, I do want to bring awareness that this gap down is normal. Now it's a little bit bigger than I would prefer it to be, but just understand this is normal. And if we start to recover, it's going to be very bullish. And if we break above 684, the bears are going to get squeezed into fog and oblivion for new all-time highs, right? But that has to quickly happen, ideally tomorrow, if not Tuesday. So just understand this used to be major resistance. Resistance, big sell off. Resistance, big sell off, right? Double top, triple top, right? So we recently had a strong breakout above this 675 mid to 676 resistance, and we went all the way up to 684. So in terms of that situation, you know, we had a strong breakout. We had an 8 point breakout, nearly at new all time highs. Now we're gapping down. So, just kind of gapping down here. We got an overreaction to the downside. Based off that weekly chart pattern, this is normal as well. And we could still see that bullish recovery. So, this is key, man. And I want to bring some awareness to this because this is going to be a overall special opportunity here in terms of what I'm seeing here. This is very, very key. So, in terms of the SPY, you got this previous resistance, you got the breakout, you got the gap down, and you got the retest. So you can see right here we had a break and retest during extended hours, and it reacted as support. And then We had a nice breakout. And then you could see all these glitches in the matrix, glitches in the systems right here. Wherever we wick back down to this 675, 676, we have a strong bullish recovery, and we do have a gap to fill above at 683.39. And like I said, I am seeing strong signals where this is normal. If it does drop and it does gap down, it's going to try to spike first to fill the gap as long as we're maintained above that certain level. And in terms of that certain level that we need to maintain above, it's really this. This is really the overall zone that we need to maintain above. This is the overall like oversold make or break call territory zone. As long as we're maintaining above this, the SPY is going to go super bullish if it maintains this and then breaks and holds above this like 676 range. That main key level would be right up here, a little bit higher towards 677, right? If we bottom and stabilize here and we break above here, it's going to shoot up to fill the gap. And then once we fill the gap, it's make or break. It's going to try to drop first at the gap, but then if it breaks above the gap later on throughout the day or the next day, then it goes super bullish for a nice parabolical move to new all-time highs. Then it tries to drop towards all-time highs. So that's what I want you to understand, man. For this overall crazy bullish week, what needs to happen is, heading into tomorrow, ideally, if not Tuesday, we need to stabilize here. We need to break above here. And if that happens, bullish buy calls oversold level, right? If you're seeing breaks and retest in this zone, bullish reactions, green, red, green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, you're going to want to be buying calls. If you're seeing the SPY stabilize here and then it breaks above 677, reacts to support, buy calls at the slightly higher level right there at that 677. Now, if you're wondering if SPY is going to fall off a cliff, if it's very, very bearish, if we start going below this level right here, reacting as a resistance, if we drop out of the, stable zone right here, react as a resistance, form lower highs, react bearish, red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, then we're looking at a nice drop to these two levels right here, which would be towards 664 to the next level right down here at 660, right? So that's what you need to understand, man. We're approaching the absolute best levels for calls. It's a make or break level for calls. We're approaching a massive level where you're all going to want to be trading at this level. This is literally going to be one of the best and biggest moves into this week. It's going to happen by Tuesday. It's also set up for swing trading opportunities. So yeah, that's what I want to bring awareness to. So heading into the market tomorrow, this is what you need to understand. It's very, very simple. This is a normal, healthy pullback. If we stabilize here, we're still bullish. If we stabilize here, begin to reverse, and break above 677, you're going to want to buy calls into that 677 range, ride it up to fill the gap. We fill the gap, lock in profits. If you want to do a YOLO swing trade, if the market's closing above 683 to 684 this week, reacting bullish, do the swing trade. You could let it expire Friday if you want. You can give yourself a little bit more time. But basically, as long as we hold this zone and then break above this and then just maintain above the gap, it's going to try to reject first because it's going to be overbought for the micro. But once we start breaking above 684, as long as we held above these levels, you're all going to want to be buying calls. So that's the game plan. If we stabilize here, if we show signs of a reversal, if we hold this level, buy calls into the falling knife. If it reverses and breaks above 677, that's your second level to buy calls. And then later, ideally Tuesday, if we break above 684, that's your last and final level to be buying calls with this overall game plan that I'm giving you, right? So there's going to be 3 stages to the reversal. The first stage is right here, stabilize, reversal confirmations, try to get in at an oversold level while capturing a falling knife with the best reversal confirmations. If you try to buy at the exact best levels, then in a sense, you could be potentially buying into a falling knife, which is why you're going to want to look for an automated level, or you're going to want to look for the best confirmations. And you don't have to do that. If you don't want to buy right here, even if there's a confirmation, you can wait for it to bottom here, start to reverse, and then buy at the higher level, or you can buy at both levels, right? But what I'm telling you is, as long as we're stabilizing here, that's a confirmation to buy calls, right? Just understand it's more of a falling knife reversal strategy. That's like the first phase of a reversal in terms of capturing the falling knife. The second phase is up here, 677, when it's already held, more stable, more confirmed. That's your second level for calls. And your final level for calls, which is your highest levels for calls, but it doesn't mean it's your worst level. It just means it's your highest. And what you need to understand about this level is it's very, very special because if we're holding these zones and we break above it, we're going to try to get new all time highs and you're going to want to be in on calls, right? This is your falling knife reversal. This is your higher break and retest. This is your absolute highest break and retest. All phenomenal levels for calls. So if we're consolidating, if we're forming support, if we're reacting bullish, forming green bullish 30-minute candlestick wicks, trend reversal 30-minute candlestick wicks, green red green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, green double red green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, right? If you're beginning to see signs of reversals, signs of a bullish trends at this zone or at this zone, buy calls in these zones. And then if you see one up here by Tuesday or later into the week, buy calls into this zone as well. And then in terms of this overall strong, crazy bullish week, for the SPY to be a strong bullish week in terms of a crazy move to new all time highs, it needs to bottom here, it needs to hold above here, and it needs to break above here. If it can do those three phases and especially break above 684, we should be getting new all time highs. And once we get the break above 684, you should all be looking to buy calls at that higher level. Now, in terms of the bearish side of things, and just understand, most likely outcome is look, SPY's gapping down, we're oversold. Extended hours levels have been printing on a break and retest. Once these extended hours levels right here, this is normal trading hours, breakout, retest, extended hours pushes higher. Once that's tested during normal trading hours, the SPY is going to try to bottom at these break and retest levels that already work during extended hours right here. Normal trading hours, extended hours bottom, break and retest, right? Once it drops back down to this level or this level right here during normal trading hours, during normal market hours, the most likely outcome is SPY reverses, SPY bottoms, and it starts to fill the gap. And then once it fills the gap, all we need to do is break and hold above 684 by the day after it fills the gap, and then you buy calls at the higher level, not just the lower levels, right? But if you're looking for like the easiest trade ideas, one of the easiest ideas this week is to actually buy calls at the higher level because based off of what I'm seeing, as long as we hold above this and then break above 684, we should get the new all-time highs. So if you just waited for it to break above 684, the highest level, it should be a clean move by the next day towards new all-time highs to 688 plus, right? But again, it's very, very likely that we bounce in between these levels first, even if we do push lower. And then in terms of the bearishness, this is the least likely outcome. And if it does occur, you need to be aware of that. So, in terms of the bearishness, if the SPY goes out of the stable zone, cracks, reacts as a resistance, cracks, reacts as a resistance, fails to turn this into support, fails to break above this, maintains bearishness, we will be seeing a drop from 672 all the way down to 665. If we go below that, then the next level we drop to is going to be 660. And that is the least likely outcome. But it is important to trade what you see. And if you are seeing that the least likely outcome is happening, then you trade the least likely outcome and stay away from the likely outcome, right? So just understand, market's going to show you conditions and signs and confirmations of what's likely to happen and what's likely not to happen. But you have to be able to understand both potential outcomes, both potential sides of the overall price ladder. Then you have to trade and react accordingly to what the market is responding to. Is it responding to the most likely outcome or the least likely outcome, right? And you guys are well aware we're always more encouraged and focused on the most likely outcome because it makes more sense. It's more in alignment with the overall trading strategies. Like one of the reasons why this is the most likely outcome in terms of bullish reversal, the weekly chart states that, you know, one of the simplest ideas this week is literally to just do nothing unless it goes above 684, then just buy calls. Based off this weekly chart pattern, it's saying that a drop first is normal and the drop is happening during extended hours, so we have all the time in the world to reverse, during pre-market head into tomorrow and during normal trading hours as well, right? So it's saying this is normal, hold above this, previous week's highs right here. But basically, if we hold above this high right here and then break above previous week highs, it's saying that we're going to get new all-time highs. So literally, if someone were to like trade blind and not know what they're doing, or if they're just looking for the easiest trade idea possible to make money, I would tell them, if you have no idea what the fuck you're doing and you want to make a trade here, the best thing you can do is, if the SPY holds this zone and then breaks above 684, buy calls at the higher level. I understand it's a much higher level, but based off the confirmations of what I'm seeing, as long as we just hold above this zone and then just start to break above 684, we're going to be hitting new all time highs. I would say that's the number one easiest trade idea, and it's at the highest level. So sometimes, in terms of trading strategies, the more easy and better trade ideas where you can kind of just get in a sense and have a smooth ride could be at the higher breakout levels. But you got to be a professional in terms of determining what those clean levels can be. Think of it like a clean level, right? There's clean levels that are major resistance, and once buy breaks above it, it's going to instantly skyrocket 9 out of 10 times. And then there's clean levels that are oversold support. Once buy cracks below it, it's going to have a clean sell off and it's going to work 9 out of 10 times, right? There are certain clean levels, and clean levels do work the vast majority of the time in terms of my experience. And what I'm telling you is the cleanest level is going to be a break above 684 for calls. Cleanest level to new all time highs, right? Obviously, we do need to stabilize above that to consider that, but ideally by Tuesday. And in terms of your cleanest oversold zone to be buying calls, it's going to be in between this overall range right here. Look for the confirmations. The reason why this is the most likely outcome is I'm seeing a very strong confirmation on the weekly chart that this is normal, this is healthy, and there is a strategy. And in terms of the strategy in play here, it's not just the weekly chart foundation to potentially repeat itself, but in terms of that main trade idea, it needs to stabilize here. But the main idea of the weekly chart is really if it breaks above this 684, then to buy calls. But it's also stating, but this is more micro rather than focused with weekly, but it's still in alignment with weekly. Um, you know, we have resistance right here during normal trading hours. We have a breakout here during extended hours. We have a retest here during extended hours. And then we have a higher breakout, right? So the point being is SPY had a gap down. There's now a gap to fill above at the previous closing price, 683.39. So SPY is gapping down. And when it retests this level right here, this is a break and retest level right here, towards 677 mid to 678, also towards this lower level right here at 676, all normal trading hours that haven't been tested during extended hours. And look, every single time it's tested during extended hours, during extended hours, during extended hours, whether it's glitch or not, it bottoms and it reverses. So once this happens during normal trading hours, even if the SPY were bearish, the most likely outcome is it has a break and retest bottom either here or here, which would be 678 or 676, right? Reverses, explodes to fill the gap, and then it's make or break. So the most likely outcome in terms of pre-market and futures trading hour sessions and market open is it bottoms either here or here, and then it fills the gap, and then it's going to try to drop first at the gap. And then if it does break above 684 or closes strong or breaks above 684 later into this week, that's another opportunity for calls. So that's your price ladder. That's what you need to be focused on heading into this week. So most likely outcome, we bottom here or we bottom here, then we fill the gap, make or break. If we break above the gap though later into the day or earlier into Tuesday week, Wednesday week, then bullish week by the breakout, right? If it reacts bearish, then we drop back down to these levels. But in terms of your overall ladder, this is going to be your price ladder. And what you need to understand is I've given you curriculum confirmations to use at the overall ladder, most likely and least likely outcomes. But at the end of the day, no matter what, unless it's an automated level, you need to understand that, you know, with this price ladder, it is your responsibility to determine if it's having a successful break and retest and bullish at a level to go up to the next level and then go long, or a bearish reaction, breakdown and retest reacting bearish, go down to the next level and go short. And just because a level reacts bullish doesn't mean you go long or go short. Just because a level reacts bearish doesn't mean you go short or go long. Sometimes you sit out on the price ladder. But this ladder is going to help give you a sense of where price is headed. And if you see a bullish or bearish reaction at one of the levels, you can take accountability along with everything I've given you and trade at the overall price ladder. Never let anything blindly influence you, even least likely or most likely outcomes. Again, you got to trade what you see at the end of the day and react accordingly. Um, but be less reactive and more in stillness. Be planted in stillness and execute accordingly and seize the moment. When you see the opportunities there with your game plan, take the trade. Without that game plan, trading is going to be extremely difficult for you. I've tried trading purely just based off intuition. Even when it works, it just lacks that sense of stability and confidence because having that game plan is the best foundation with an alignment of your intuition. So use the game plans, use the price ladder. This is going to be the price ladder right here. This is a drop zone towards, let's see. So you know, in terms of our drop zone, we're going to have to go a little bit further back to these all-time highs. So let's see, where was the breakdown and retest? Okay, so let's get into the drop zone. So let's see. Going to draw out some higher levels for you. This will prepare you for the entire week. So 686.50 to 687.50. This is a drop zone where SPY is going to try to drop first. 690 is another drop zone, slightly under that as well is another drop zone. These are bearish levels where it's going to try to drop first. In terms of scalping opportunities against the trend, even if the trend doesn't flip bearish, it's going to try to drop first. Basically, if you go with put options 1 point out of the money and scalp them out of the money to in the money, it should have a quick flip. Meaning if your level is 689 and SPY goes above 689 and you buy puts, those out of money 689 puts should then go back to the money instantly, even if SPY pushes higher for a nice quick hit. And the wins will be a lot bigger if it happens during power hour when the contracts are cheaper and more volatile moves, right? So these are drop zones, but just understand if we break and hold above 684, we're on track to get new all-time highs, and the overall week is on track to go bullish. So I'm seeing a very strong signal on the weekly chart where if we break above 684, it's going to be wise to swing trade some calls once that happens. If we have a strong close break above 684, swing trade some calls, Friday expiration if you want, give yourself more time, and SPY's going to try hitting new all-time highs. These are just some levels with the price ladder where it gives you a sense of direction on breakouts and potential drop zones. It's going to try to drop first when it hits each level, but overall, it's supposed to be a bullish overall trend week if we break above 684. But for that to happen, SPY has to bottom at 676 and quickly recover by Tuesday, ideally Monday. So your levels are 690, 687 to 686.50. That's your zone below 690. And then your levels, past that are going to be 680, 683.39. That's your gap, right? So either gap, close reversal, or gap, close and go. If we break above 684, it's going to have a gap, close and go. Just keep on going the same direction it came from prior to filling the gap, which would be up to fill the gap. Just keep on going up to new all-time highs. If it reacts bearish, then it starts to drop back down a little bit. At first, it's going to try to drop, but if we break above 684, the bears are going to get squeezed into oblivion. If you're wondering what that looks like, well, if we break above 684, it could take a day, but just picture a massive spike like this, or just picture a massive move like that, right? That's what's expected to happen to new all-time highs if we break above 684, one of the cleanest breakout ideas at our highest breakout and retest level. Below 683.39, we have our next level, which is going to be 680. So in terms of this level, this is another level you can trade at, where if the SPY is breaking above this and reacting bullish, you can ride it up to fill the gap and lock in profits. So this is another break and retest level right here at 680. Your level below that is 678. This is where SPY is going to really try to bottom out to fill the gap. And then if not, then it tries to bottom right here at 676. Your level below that, if we go below 600 and 76, SPY's going to start to go bearish, but it's still not bearish yet. To go super bearish, to fall off a cliff, it has to go below 674. So if you're wondering, like, is SPY going to fall off a cliff? Is this going to be the most bearish week in the world? Well, in order for that to happen, we need to go below 674. The people who try to buy puts before this goes below 674 are going to get squeezed into fucking oblivion to fill the gap. And then if we go above the gap, that's phase two of the biggest squeeze. Right now, we're in a situation where SPY is going to try to reverse. And then if it breaks above 684, it gets new all-time highs. So the first phase is reversal at this level or this level zone. And then phase two is break above 684, squeeze to fucking oblivion, right? In terms of the Bears, their only hope for that massive bearish week, if they want to go short and buy puts, I would tell them wait for it to go below 673. Go with the lower level. That's what I would tell Bears. I would tell them wait for it to go below 673 or look towards all-time highs. But like I said, even if we get new all-time highs, it could have some small drops for some quick scalps for Bears. But overall, it's going to be a bullish weekend to have that second squeeze, right? So again, phase one of the squeeze for a bullish reversal, bottom in between this zone. Phase two, break above 684. We got to see how it reacts at each phase. I'm looking forward to trading it, and I'm looking forward to this most likely outcome. I'm telling you, we're going to absolutely crush it, man. This is going to be an extremely lucrative, easy trading week. If you look at the overall chart, it really doesn't get more simpler or more easier than this. We're having an overreaction to the downside. We have a gap to fill above. We're approaching some oversold levels that haven't been tested during normal trading hours, where SPY is going to try to reverse first to fill the gap. And then if it does break above the gap, another opportunity for calls. In terms of the clearest idea for puts, it's actually at the lowest level if we break below 673. If not, then I'm just going to be looking for call opportunities at all of our levels to buy calls, which is 673.60, 676, 678, and 680. The most likely outcome is really going to try to bottom towards this 677 mid. And then if it bottoms there, break above 680. Level for calls, profit taking, re enter calls, 684 on a bullish swing trade breakout for Friday. Those are your overall game plans. Um, I'm really only recommending puts if we go below 673. If not, and we're just holding above, you guys need to look for opportunities on calls, on breaks and retests with higher floors at if it's happening early in the morning at a higher level, get in on the higher level, early into the morning pre-market tomorrow. If we're bottoming around here, get in at the higher level. Don't wait for the lower level. Hold it. Give yourself some time. And then if we bottom at this level right here or this level right here, and then we break above this, getting at 680. So 678, prime level for calls. 680, prime level for calls. 680, 684, profit take. Bullish close or break above 684, swing trade calls, day trade calls, right up to new all-time highs. Could take about a day. But the clearest signal for the break above 684 would be a bullish recovery and a decent close above the 681 to 682 range. If we're starting to just maintain above the 683s and just maintaining bullish and bottoming at this overall zones, one break above 684 and you're going to want to swing trade it because it could gap up. You're looking for that call opportunity for new all-time highs. So, three most simplest ideas. Look for reversal here, buy calls. If it reverses here, look for another opportunity to buy calls right here at 680. Profit take here. If we close bullish or if we break above 684, that's your re-entry for calls. Bullish close above 682, you can look to potentially swing trade calls. If the swing trade didn't work out, if it broke above 684, get back in on calls, make it all back and more. That's another trade idea as well, even if the other one worked out before. There's so many ideas. We will take advantage of every strike the market has to give us in terms of opportunities with these levels, man. But as long as we're not going below 673, we're looking for call opportunities, ideally towards 678 and 680, and then later into the week, towards that 684 swing trade and day trade opportunity, right? Shit hits the fan. If we go below 673, react bearish, maintain below, maintain below, maintain below, buy the puts, write it back down. Next level below 674 is going to be 665. Look for a scalp on calls. Next level below that, this is an automated entry for calls. 661, best level for calls if market reacts bearish. Your final ladder is going to be 660 661, 665, 673, 676, 678, 680, 684, 687, 689. Understand best levels to be trading at. If we reverse at this zone, buy calls. If we break above 680, buy calls. If we reverse at this zone, buy calls. Break above 684 later into the week, buy calls. If the market closes bullish and holds above these zones, swing trade calls above 683. If market reacts bearish below this level, buy the puts. If market reacts bullish, actually no, this is an automated level at 660, buy calls. If market reacts bullish right here at 664, buy calls, right? And just understand, if the market breaks above 684, we're going to be getting those new all-time highs, and that'll be phase two to squeeze the bears into oblivion who did not fucking listen and tried to buy puts before the market went below 673. They are expected to get their asses kicked once again if we break above 684 after bottoming at these levels. So I can assure you, if you use this game plan, you should be green. You should be printing money. You should be making money at the speed of light. You should be understanding that you're trading at the best levels in the business. Don't just trade the best levels in the business, but use the best confirmations. Use the curriculum, watch the past content, watch the live streams, look at the confirmations, use how history tends to repeat itself. Study the 30-minute chart. The 10-day 30-minute chart is gold. Look for patterns on the 30-minute chart. Study how SPY reverses on the 30-minute chart, what patterns it forms. Green, red, green, green, double red, green, bullish 30-minute pins, green, bullish 30-minute candlesticks. Look for the reversal signals. Look for the break and retest signals. Green bullish wick here, breaks out. Previous resistance, retest. Green bullish wick right here, breaks out. Look for the history to repeat itself. Capture the trends, capture the patterns, use the 30-minute chart, wait for the 30-minute candlesticks to close. The strongest foundation you can have is the 30-minute chart with the levels that I've given you. Trade the price ladder, you're going to be green. You're going to be printing money. And you're going to understand that these levels, along with these confirmations, is the strongest foundation for you to win within this overall market in terms of being self-sufficient. You can absolutely crush it, and you'll realize this is the best levels and the best curriculum within the market, and you'll be green and you'll be printing money at the speed of light. We're not expecting you to be as good as we are, in terms of buying the cheapest, lowest risk, far out of the money, zero date options, printing money at the speed of light with the biggest percentage gains within the market. We're winning so big that we're breaking YouTube's terms and conditions by winning that big. It's unlimited fucking winning and unlimited printing. I can assure you. For those of you who are serious about making money, it's the first link down below within the description. You'll be gaining access to our real-time zero-date options trading alert system where it's unlimited printing and it's unlimited winning. Whether this channel gets banned or not, we will be printing non-stop with or without YouTube. As you can see right here, if you look at the trades, man, look at this, man. 12:51 p.m. 6845 SPX calls for 100 cents, risking $100 a contract. Get started with one contract, $100 a contract. Look at this. Look at the trades. 1100. Buying in the lows, going to 1100. That's 1100% return. Yes, we get banned for making returns this big. We put that in the title, they might ban us. Shit's fucking crazy, dude. They're so strict on whatever you do. It's like, you can be honest and tell people what you're doing, and boom, banned at the speed of fucking light. One little thing. It's just crazy, man. Like, look at it. The shit that they're fucking banning. Like, literally anything. Literally, we can get banned for being honest. Like, that's how big we fucking win. Like, the shit's fucking crazy. Like, look at this. Live trading, SPX, 300% win. Harmful, dangerous, ban, boom. Bull rally, live trading, SPX, 2000% gain. Like, boom, ban. Like, literally any fucking thing we do, we just get banned at the speed of fucking light. Like, it's just fucking crazy, man. So anyways, man, it's unlimited winning. It's unlimited printing. If we get banned, we get banned. Just know Team Roar lives on. The business lives on. The business never gets shut down. If WAP ever took us off the platform, we already have a backup plan for that on how to transfer members over to a different payment processor and stuff like that. But WAP reviews our company every single week. They manually review the company, and they've assigned us, an account manager and everything, and they approve us every single week. They absolutely love working with us. They've sent us a lot of stuff, like this cool sign that says Team Roar and gifts and stuff like that. They absolutely love us. They have no problems with us. WAP.com has ranked us the top option trading groups worldwide, and they love us. But then you have other platforms who don't love us and who are very strict. But in terms of live streaming, YouTube is extremely strict when it comes to live streaming. But it's not just even the live streaming. They've given me strikes for videos. So there's no winning with these people. But definitely in terms of the live streams, I'm a lot more likely to get banned on the live streams. When I do a live stream and I'm reacting raw, unfiltered, literally just saying shit or reacting to comments or whatever the fuck, that's the best chance for me to get banned. So there's just no way, and you guys are already well aware. I wasn't planning to, live stream on YouTube forever. I was doing that for a limited time to, show people the strategy to make people money, and then I was planning to launch the paid group. I don't have to do it, but I still plan to do it within time. When it's announced, I will let you guys know. But just understand, guys, no matter what happens, the money printer stays on. We will be printing. We will be winning. And it's unlimited fucking print, unlimited fucking winning. You know? If YouTube bans us, well, we get plenty of I get clients and connections in real life. We get plenty of clients from WAP directly. They refer us, they advertise us on a platform, and they ranked us very high on the platform, so that brings people in as well. And then there's always other social media platforms, and there's paid advertising. There's plenty of other ways we get members as well, right? It is what it is. If YouTube bans us, they bans us. I'm gonna try our best to ensure that we do not get banned. But in terms of like control, you guys are all well aware that I'm not the person who likes. I don't like to be filtered. I don't like to be controlled, right? And in terms of social media, it has come to my understanding that there are certain rules that you do have to abide to. Otherwise, you're going to get banned. Whether you're a smaller creator or a bigger creator, they are going to ban you. There's literally, I have hundreds of people reporting this channel. There's been big people with a fuck ton of money and connections report my channel as well. If they don't like us, I literally ban some of these people from the group. Like, the shit's fucking crazy. There's a lot of people trying to silently wipe out my channel. It is what it fucking is. There's certain things out of my control. But it has come to my understanding, like, obviously, if I'm going to be on these platforms, there are certain things that I can and can't do, right? Which is also a form of control. But it's just in terms of the treatment of this YouTube shit, like I'm not even gonna do a live stream or anything like that because these motherfuckers don't even make it clear on why we're getting banned. They literally just say harmful and dangerous and just like fucking scams or some bullshit or fucking the wins are too exaggerated. They literally said the wins are too exaggerated. I'm like, dude, how are the wins exaggerated? It's all documented in real time. This is what we win. Like I feel like one little thing I say or one little thing I put in the title, or if I say like percentage win or some shit, like I feel like we're gonna get banned. Like they're not clear enough on the reasoning why. So it's like not even understanding like some of the rules. It's not cursing. We looked in like it's not cursing. They don't give a fuck about the cursing. It's literally not cursing. I have a million videos cursing and there's no bans. It's like whenever we win big and shit, it's like they're saying like exaggerated wins and stuff like that. I mean, if I think there's one thing that I know, I don't think they like the percentage gains and all this shit. I don't think they like that. For whatever reason, they don't have a problem saying like, oh, made $20,000 today, la di da di da. I'm like, dude, that's not educational. And I don't like telling people how much I make. I like keeping things private. But I don't mind telling people, if I bought at one and I sold at two, we made 100%, right? So people know what they can make percentage wise, right? But for whatever reasons, we have a fuck ton of people reporting us. So it's that. But we also have these stupid fucking AI fucking bots on fucking YouTube that aren't even humans who are flagging my shit and automatically getting shit banned too. And then there's fucking they don't reply. Fucking humans don't reply to this shit. They're not watching live. It's a fucking mess, man. The platform's a shit show. But just in terms of who I am, um, as a trader and as a person, I'm raw and I'm unfiltered. And I'm absolutely certain if I keep on live streaming on YouTube, it's gonna get banned. And this is definitely time to fucking end that shit because I was planning to do this exclusive anyways. But just know, man, if we get banned, we'll be here. And then in the future, I'll still launch my educational program if I haven't already. Um, the other version, the newer version of that, and we'll be printing at the speed of light, and we'll be growing nonstop, man. But I just want to give you guys some sort of update because like I said, like if they ban us, there's no way for me to communicate, to the subscribers that we got banned, and they're gonna wonder, oh, what happened? Did he delete the channel? What? So I'm just letting you guys know in the future, there's no way for me to let you guys know. Obviously the people in Team Roar, they'll know because we're in the group and we update them daily on what's going on, stuff like that. If you're looking for exclusive private access, this is where we trade. You gain access to a real-time zero-day options train alert system. You gain access to the best trades within the market. You ain't gonna find better trades available within the market, dude. We've been winning non-fucking stop, unlimited fucking win, unlimited fucking prints. Like, dude, we got banned. The shit amplified us to win fucking bigger. It's like the gains are so big. I feel like if we say a certain thing, they're gonna ban us for it. Like I feel like there's just certain things where I can't say, and these motherfuckers aren't clear of what I can say and can't say. And it's not just live streaming; they're giving me strikes for fucking videos. It's like, dude, this shit is fucking split. No matter what the fuck I do, live stream fucking banned, fucking video fucking banned. Like whatever the fuck I do, they say I'm harmful or fucking dangerous, dude. It is what it is. If this platform's not for me, then it's not for me. That's something that I'm completely fine with. If something's not for me and I'm on it and it goes away, then I just let it go. It is what it is. I just want to let you guys know though that you know, I'm not the motherfucker taking breaks or fucking quitting or fucking disappearing off the fucking planet. That's not fucking me, you know? Certain things are out of my fucking control and I'm going to try my best to not get banned. But if we get banned, it is what it fucking is. We will live on and you'll hear about us. We'll be on other platforms. There'll be advertising, you'll hear about us. You know, we got things planned if we do get banned. But yeah, it's been amazing, guys. Absolutely love it. Looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to that educational group within the future as well. In the meantime, you know, we're gonna be trading inside of Team Roar. Team Roar always lives on. We always live on. What's real will prosper. What's meant to be will be. And you know, it is what it is, man. Like you know, YouTube lost access to the live streams. So it is what it is, you know? So it's the first thing down below in the description. If you want to trade alongside us, with that being said, I will see you guys within the chat from here.